Ja tervetuloa takaisin Blackwell Epiphanyn läpipeluuseen. Kävin tässä välissä tupakille, ihan täysin mitä mun pitää tehdä. Niin tää Fields Jimmy piti käydä. Mä vielä käyn tutkimassa sitä. Sinä jaksit juossa.
Run, run, run like a hamster on a wheel. That looks like a torture device to me.
Käy ottamassa sitä puhallassa niskaa.
She's sweating so much she didn't even notice.
Jaksaa juossa pidempään, kun sä puhallat kylmään ilmaan sen niskaa. Picture frame.
Looks like that picture frame fell off the wall.
On väärinpäin, niin sä pystyt katsomaan sitä.
A TV showing some energetic broad in yoga pants. The men's locker room. Glad I can't smell anymore. Probably nobody in there with my luck.
Käymään siellä.
Hey, anyone in here? Anyone? Please? Well, that was disappointing.
Pervert.
Nobody here.
Hey, does it look right? Seriously, does it look right?
Does what look right?
The light bulb. I could swear it was blinking.
It looks fine to me.
Huh. I gotta do everything myself around here.
No, sen sielu ei viety.
Looks to be in his 50s? It's hard to say. He's got the hair of an older man, but the body that most guys in their 20s would envy. He obviously worked out religiously, for all the good it did him.
Tai no, eihän me vielä tiedä, että se on Peter, mutta... Kuka muukaan se voisi olla?
It's empty.
En pysty saamaan kursoria, mikä tuon on kai hiirtä tuonne ylös. En pysty interaktaamaan sen lightbulbin kanssa, mikä se on. Mä puhun niin paljon englantia nykyään, että häviää kaikki suomenkielinen sanat mielestä. Lamppu.
Hey, friend, can we talk for a second?
Are you sure there's nothing wrong with that light?
I'm no expert, but it looks fine to me.
Well, what can I do for you?
Peter Fielding.
Hey, is your name Peter Fielding by any chance?
That's me. Why?
No reason. You own this joint, right?
Yes, I do. My dad built it. You could say it's a family business. Been running it around 20 years? Seems like yesterday.
The lights.
So what's the story with the lights?
I don't know. It's driving me crazy. There's something wrong with them. I can tell.
Well, like I said, they look totally fine to me.
I'll just have to keep checking.
Nice place.
Nice place you got here.
Thanks. You looking to join?
No, I really don't think exercise is gonna do me much good.
It's amazing how many people think that. You're young. Your metabolism is still going strong. But time catches up with you before you know it.
You're preaching to the choir, Peter, but I'm still not interested.
Well, we're here if you need us.
Tuon hiukset ei toi kyllä näytä mitenkään 50-siltä. Kroppa kyllä saattaa nyt näyttää... No, mitä toi Joey nyt sanoi, että 20-sit kadehdisi tuota. Mutta toi näyttää kyllä enemmänkin tyli niinku päälle 30-siltä hiussareissa päätelle. Ei 50-siltä. How are you feeling?
So, how are you feeling?
Fine, why?
You don't feel strange at all?
What do you mean?
Well, just hypothetically speaking, you don't feel like you're gonna explode?
What, like indigestion?
Not quite.
I am on a strict diet of wheatgrass shakes and fiber. Indigestion is the last thing I have to worry about.
No käykö se näyttää vähän vanhemmalta kuin 30, mutta... No hiukset näyttää 30, mutta tuo iho rypyspäätellä olisi ehkä niinku tyyli jotain 40, ei minä tiedä. Tosin noi rypyt näyttää siltä, että niinku se vaan niinku käyttää sen kasvolihaksi, että niinku tulee noita ryppyjä. Ja siltä niinku se olisi niinku 50 iho. No ihan sama. Your father.
So, you run this place with your old man, huh?
Sort of. He built it when he left the army. I took over long ago.
So, you run this place...
Sort of.
Käydään kaikki läpi.
Ever hear of the Grace Group? I understand you went to a few meetings.
You know about that?
Sure.
Wow. Well, yeah. I went to some meetings. It was all I needed.
Why's that?
Well, I wasn't the most focused of people back then. It's a long story, but in the end, I went to work with my dad running this place. It's been my life ever since.
Tää muuta.
Is there anything else you can tell me about the Grace Group?
What's to say? They changed my life.
You ever go to the Carth House? Dumpy place in Chelsea.
No, sorry, I haven't been to the village in years.
Pitäis varmaan käydä siellä poliisilaitoksella ja itse asiassa kysymässä tuosta kaaf-failista.
Hey, I think I met a friend of yours, Father Michael Cooper.
Michael? Now there's a name I haven't heard in a while. How is he?
He's seen better days.
I'm sorry to hear that. He'll pull through. He always has.
I hear Tanya Corsi went to this gym.
She's been coming here for years. That body you see on TV, I take full credit for that.
Well, we all gotta be proud of something. Do you know anything about Benjiro? Ran the Grace Group meetings.
Sure.
Well?
Funny. I can't think of anything to say exactly. It's been 20 years.
Sure, people forget things.
That's it exactly. I just didn't think it would happen to me so soon.
Niin siitä on niin kauan aikaa.
Did you know Jeffrey Dutta?
You know Jeff too.
Not really, I just heard of him.
Good guy. Took care of my neighbor's dog when she was on vacation.
Did you know Jeffrey Dutta?
You know, good guy.
So tell me about yourself, Peter.
I'm the guy who's gonna kick your butt into shape.
Ah, well, we'll see.
Mitään muuta.
So tell me about yourself.
I'm the guy.
Ah. Do you know Heather Goffstein?
You know Heather too. Who don't you know?
Well, I'm a people person.
Wow, Heather. Haven't heard that name in a long time.
No, sehän oli ytimekäs. Your father.
So, you run this place with your old man, huh?
Sort of. He built it when he left the army. I took over long ago.
Anta, mä kävin jo läpi.
Well, I'll see you around.
You got it. I'll be here. I just gotta see what's wrong with this damn light.
No tää nyt ei tosiaan johtanut meitä nyt sitten mihinkään.
Just a forgotten towel.
Näyttää jotenkin siltä, että se olisi niin kuin läpinäkyvä. Se on paljon vaalempi tosta ja vähän semmonen kelleri, tämmönen läpikultava oleema. Ihan kuin tossa toi jalkakin näkyisi tosta läpi. Ehkä se ei ole tarkoitus olla läpinäkyvä. Katsotaan tätä kalenteria jo.
A calendar with a marker pen attached.
Puolesta.
I'm not just gonna...
Onks puhaltanut sen kynälattialle?
So, I found Peter.
Peter? Peter Fielding?
Yeah, he's safe and sound. Spiritually speaking, anyway.
Huh. Michael was sure that Peter's ghost was taken.
Just between you and me, Michael doesn't look to be sure about very much.
No, nyt kun mä voisin käydä puhumassa nyt sille Michaelille siitä. Nyt käydään nyt ensin tuolla poliisiasemalla. Siis vaikka tosta Carth Houseista eroon. Tästä noteissa.
There are tons of case files listed here. I'm not going to ask about them one by one.
No.
Well, I'd better...
No, mennään sitten tänne newsroomiin, missä ikinä sain kantaa. Niin se oli se... Niin se... Kortti, mikä se olikaan. Channel 11 News.
We're not here to watch that thing. Late 50s, seems pretty dedicated to his job, probably eats more greasy food than he should.
Ihan valkoiset hiukset ja... Taas olevina niinku... Samassa ikähaarukassa sen Peterin kanssa. Näyttää enemmänkin niinku lähemmäs 70-siltä. No, takapäin ja pikseleissä pääsille.
Just a bunch of desks. It's all gobbledygook to me. She's looking wistfully around the room, probably thinking about the road not taken.
Joey never looks comfortable around technology. This place is no exception. It's pretty empty here tonight. I guess the weather even affects the media. He looks pretty hard at work. Looks like he's got a bunch of news wire reports open. Oh, and Minesweeper. The local news is airing. They're talking about the weather. Again.
Tässä välillä se musta tuntuu, että se niinku... Hetkonen. Okei, no tää peli on silleen, että niinku tätä pystyy interaktaamaan vähän helpommin. Nyt ei tarvitse täältä käydä nappaamassa, että missä kohtaa toi tulee. Joo. Se antaa vähän tämmössä niinku, että enemmän tilaa tossa niinku. Itse mä voin ihan pistää sen tuonne ylös asti. Okei, joo. Vähän muutunut sitä tänne. Joo, no mennään puhumaan sille.
Excuse me.
Hmm?
Hi, I'm Rosangela Blackwell. Do you work here?
Certainly do. Jim Peebles, senior producer. How can I help you?
So what do you do here?
So what do you do here?
I'm the head producer for the Good Morning Show with Kathy Carden.
Isn't that Tanya Corsi's old show?
Yes, it is.
It's pretty empty here tonight.
It's pretty empty here tonight.
Well, look outside. The weather's horrible and almost everybody commutes to work. Nobody can get in, so we're running on a skeleton crew.
Did you work here when Tanya was alive?
Did you work here when Tanya was alive?
Yes, why do you ask?
I'm looking into her death.
Wasn't it an accident?
That's why I'm looking into it, just to be sure.
Huh. Well, all right.
Joo, käydään kaikki läpi, vaikka se nyt ei mistään mitään tiedäkään.
There's the self-help circle that held meetings a long time ago. It was called the Grace Group. Ever hear of it?
Sorry, no.
There are tons of case files. Do you know a priest by the name of Michael Cooper?
I'm afraid I haven't been to church in a long time.
What can you tell me about Tanya?
I liked her. Some anchors think they're the be-all and end-all, but not her. She knew we were all in this together and worked well with all of us. That's how you make a news show. Everyone needs to help each other.
Have you ever heard the name Benjiro?
Benjiro? No, I'm afraid I haven't.
Do you have a record of a Jeffrey Dutta? He was killed in a hit and run.
Sorry, no.
Do you know anything about the death of Peter Fielding? He owned a gym in Murray Hill.
No, although you've reminded me I haven't hit the gym in a while. I suppose I should go.
A note was found in Tanya's apartment. It was signed J.
And?
And your name begins with J. Did you write it?
Seriously?
You're in journalism. You know that any lead is worth following.
Sorry, I didn't write any note to Tanya. Not that I remember.
Can you think of any other J's who might have written that letter?
I can think of 6 who work in this office alone. I'm sure there are dozens more.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? Well, what you see is what you get. I started working at a copywriter's desk about 30 years ago. Worked my way up to producer. Been here ever since.
Can you tell me about yourself?
Me? Well, what you start...
I didn't.
Well, thanks for your time, Mr. Peebles. I might be back later.
Sure thing. I'm not going anywhere.
Me saatiin uusi note siitä. Alkaa kysymässä siitä, no kysytään ensin Jim Peebles. Ei mitään. Tuskin tääkään johtaa mua mihinkään, mutta... No se sentään tuntee tonne. Jos jotain se kertoo siitä. Vaikka tää nyt varmaan ei johda mua mihinkään.
Hi there.
Hello, what brings you?
I met one of your producers, Jim?
What about him?
Oh, nothing. I was just wondering what you could tell me about him.
I don't spread gossip, mister. Except when I'm on the air.
You sure you can't tell me anything else about Jim?
If you want to get to know him, ask him yourself.
Well, Tanya, I have to get
Ta.
No, se kertoo vielä vähemmän kuin mitä mä toivon sen kertova. Mennään kysymään täältä sitä tosta Tanjasta.
Hi.
Yes, miss?
Do you know anything about Tanya Corsi?
Who?
She hosted a major television show. She lived across from George.
Oh, sorry, I don't watch a lot of television. And that apartment's been vacant as long as I've worked here, so I'm afraid I can't tell you anything.
No, tää nyt on vielä uusi. Kysytään nyt sekin varmuuden vuoksi.
Do you know anything about a Jim Peebles?
I don't know the name, sorry.
Näin mä vähän ajattelin.
Hi.
Yes?
Toi Clothing Drive on vieläkin tässä.
Can you tell me anything else?
No, but if you...
Better not. If
Better not. I don't want to break it. I'm barely in the black as it is.
Vaimos koskettiin tuota. Police Station. Onko teillä mitään se Jim Beeblesta?
Officer,
Yeah,
is there anything in the system about a Jim Peebles?
Let's see. Nope. Whoever he is, he's clean.
Well, I'd better...
Sure.
Sitten mennään käymään siellä Michaelin luona. Missä se Michael oli? Tuolla.
Malone, Blackwell, a pleasure to see you both.
we found one of the Grace Group spooks, Peter Fielding.
I see. Is he still intact?
Yeah, he tried to get me to join a gym.
I thought as much.
You thought so. What do you mean?
You know as well as I do. A spirit cannot be moved from this world until it is spiritually ready. It would appear that is also the case here.
What about George and Liam?
But what about George and Leah?
From my understanding, they were aware of their death when they were taken.
Yeah, they were.
Then there is your answer. They were spiritually ready to leave this world, and so were vulnerable. This Fielding, was it? He is a lucky soul indeed. Until he is made aware, he cannot be taken. Not by you, or by anyone else.
Huh. So wait, this is our fault.
So wait, this is our fault?
Whatever do you mean?
Leah, George. Just by trying to save them, we destroyed them.
I suppose. Yes, it could be seen that way, but please do not blame yourself. How could you have known?
Ignorance doesn't change anything.
Listen to me. Whatever or whoever is taking these souls, they were marked long before they died. All we can do now is move forward and save who we can.
No sitä Georgea meille ei tullut vielä edes niinku... Ei keretty tekemään mitään ja liian sinänsä niinku teki se itse itselleen, että se ei ollut mitenkään meissä kiinni. You have never seen this before.
You've been around the block a few times, so to speak. Nothing like this has ever happened to you before?
The destruction of the very essence of life? No. Such a thing is difficult to contemplate, and to witness it, even more so.
We can just leave him.
So what? We just leave this spook to rot?
Of course not. It has been known for some spirits to become aware on their own. The right face, the right moment, anything can trigger it. And if that happens to Fielding, no. Our duty is to save him, and save him we shall.
How? The usual rules have been chucked out the window. We make a move and he gets hammered, and we're not gonna let that happen, not again.
It is a dilemma for certain.
We'll be back.
We need to think about this, plan our next move.
Of course. In fact, I might have an idea along those lines. I must confer with my host. Please excuse me.
He's okay?
Peter's really okay?
He is still deceased, but in all other respects, yes. He is as well as can be.
This changes everything. You have no idea. You two, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. I never even considered that Peter's soul could be saved. And maybe Heather too. Yes, Heather. If she wasn't taken, then her soul must still be lost.
And this is a good thing?
Of course. If a soul is merely lost, it still can be saved. And maybe so can mine.
So, what's the plan?
So, what's your plan?
We are approaching this from ignorance, and possibly from fear. Before I was trapped in the void, I was a spirit guide for a very long time. I can learn much from a spirit by looking at it and talking to it. If Fielding's soul still exists, then it must be brought here.
And Heather. Heather's soul must still be out there.
And her as well, of course.
Let's go to the gym.
Peter Fielding's spook is at the gym. It's not too far away. You can talk to him there.
Are you kidding? I step out of this circle, who knows what could happen? If I die, there's a good chance I'll be an aware spirit, just like Leah and George, and then...
Be at peace, my host. I would not ask you to do such a thing.
Well, thank heaven for that.
Besides, it is unnecessary. As you say, only spiritually aware souls are attacked. Since this Fielding is not spiritually aware, meeting him in his current state would be fruitless. We need to awaken him before I can determine anything about him.
Won't that destroy them?
Won't awakening these ghosts destroy him? Aren't we trying to avoid that?
Don't be absurd. We'll put them behind this circle. They will be safe there.
And how are we supposed to do that? Spooks like me can't enter the thing.
This might surprise you, Malone, but I did think of that. Come here. Take this.
What's this thing?
Call it a totem. It was made with some of my essence. The circle was created in much the same manner, so it will make a perfect focus. When you awaken a spirit, use the totem to send them directly here. They will remain safely behind the circle until we can determine the next course of action.
So I'll be trapped in this circle with Peter and Heather's ghosts?
I am afraid so, my host.
Well, I suppose it can't be helped. And I guess it will be nice to see them again.
Yes.
Eli sä teit tuohon sun suojausympyrään niin kuin heikkouden. That's not a good idea. Tell me about Peter.
Is there anything else you can tell me about Peter? Anything that can help us?
No. Of all the people in our group, Peter was the one I spoke to the least. I think George once belonged to his gym, even took personal training sessions for a while. But George wasn't really the personal fitness type.
Mitäpä muista tuo? Mun pitäisi sanoa vielä jotain. Äsken se vielä tuli mieleen, nyt se taas hävisi. Niin, siis onhan siinä aikaa se pieni hetki, että me voidaan tehdä sitä niin kuin aware, mikä se nyt onkaan. No, mikä sitä onkaan. Ja sit siinä on aikaa viedä se sinne tuon puoleeseen ja sit sieltä vaan tyrkätä se sinne valoon. Ja se ihan silleen saman tien tapahdu, et siinä on aikaa kyllä. Tell me about Heather.
I need to know everything you can tell me about Heather.
Well, there was one thing. It was a confession of sorts, you see, and she trusted me.
What was it?
You don't understand. It was a confession. It might have been a long time ago, but it was still a sacred trust. I can't betray that trust. It goes against everything I believe in.
Don't you think that under the circumstances, she would understand?
I'm not sure God would.
Does it really matter? What's the worst that could happen? You lose your soul?
My God, when you put it like that. Heather was a prostitute. She wanted to confess, but didn't feel right entering a church. She might have been Jewish, judging by her name, but I think she just wanted to speak to someone who understood.
Understood?
Someone who had been to grace group meetings. Someone who had had a life-changing revelation, like I did. I don't know what her revelation was, but she wanted to purge herself of her old life. So she asked if I could come to her apartment and listen to her. So I did.
Do you remember where she lived?
I was a priest entering the house of a prostitute. It's not something you forget. She lived by Tompkins Square Park. Here's the address.
Okei. Päästään eteenpäin. Onkoska käynyt nää kaikki läpi tämän kanssa?
Is there anything else you could tell us about the Grace Group?
No. You know everything.
Anything else you can tell me about yourself?
No, I just...
Okei, kyllä mä oon varmaan nää käynyt läpi.
So the man who ran the Grace Group meetings was named Benjiro.
Yeah, Japanese guy.
Is there anything you can tell me about Peter?
No. Of all the people in our group, I think George, but George wasn't...
Missä George Austin jää tässä listalla?
Is there anything else you can tell us about?
I just know she was...
Is there any...
I just know she was a prostitute when she went to Grace Group meetings. I don't know what's happened to her since.
Do you know anyone named Jim Peebles?
No, sorry.
I guess we should get going.
Then I do believe our talk is concluded. I will return outside.
Hey, Madeline?
Yes, my host.
It's all right.
All right.
Yeah, stay inside. It's cold out there.
I don't feel the cold, my host.
I know. Just stay, please, and thanks.
It is my pleasure, my host.
Madeline. She's been a spirit guide for, well, ever. I'm sure she's got a lot to teach us. Once this is all over, anyway.
Sano vielä sille.
Madeline?
Yes, Blackwell.
Just who are you?
I've always wondered, just who are you?
Pardon?
Where'd you come from? Who you were before all this?
Tell me one thing. Have you ever asked your spirit guide the same question?
Yeah.
Has he ever given you a satisfactory answer? Precisely.
Dick. Thank you for helping us.
Joey told me about how you helped him out of the void.
We helped each other.
Well, even still, if you weren't there, well, I don't know what would have happened.
The hole in the universe caused by the severed link would have consumed you. Your mind would have collapsed under the pressure, leaving you a raving madwoman.
Right. Well, thanks.
My pleasure.
Auntie Lauren?
You once told me that you knew my Auntie Lauren.
After a fashion. While in the void, I could reach out to the mortal world in dreams. The minds of other bestowers were the most receptive.
Huh? If that's true, how come she never mentioned it?
Sadly, the memories of our meetings faded as she woke.
What did you talk about?
What did you talk about? You and Auntie, I mean.
You have to understand, she was dreaming while we conversed. Her mind wasn't entirely lucid.
So you can't tell me anything?
Nothing that would make any cognitive sense.
What happened to them?
Do you know what happened to them? To Auntie? To my grandmother? They both went insane. They spent years sedated in a hospital. Do you know why?
I do not. I felt their minds when they went, but that is all I know.
I see.
Really, it happened to me?
Do you think the same thing will happen to me? What happened to my aunt and grandmother, I mean?
I am sorry, I do not know. But I do believe your chances of safety are high.
You really think so? Why?
I told you. While I was in the void, I could sense their minds. I could sense yours as well. You are stronger than they were.
No, mun teoriahan että kun ne ignoraa sen Spirit Guiden, ne menee sen takia hulluksi. Mut minkä takia, niin se on nyt on vielä vähän kysymys. Sen kyllä ymmärtää että jos ne hylkää sen kokonaan, niin universumi tulee niiden päässä ja ne tulee hulluksi, mutta mikäs tossa nyt, no en minä tiedä. Jatketaan eteenpäin. Stronger.
I'm stronger?
Not physically, or even mentally, but emotionally, yes. Your grandmother fled the duty. Your aunt performed it with only the greatest reluctance. But you have embraced it, thrived in it.
Well, it's what I do.
Jep.
I guess we should get going.
Of course. Keep us informed of your progress.
Ja Lauren ihan tosiaan hylkäsi ne tehtävät ihan kokonaan, kun se otti Rosan hoitonsa. Eli sanot, että piti mennä sinne Jimmille, salille piti taas mennä. Mut hetero on myös uusi. Mä veikän, että mä en kyllä tässä Jimmissä tai salissa pääsen nyt mihinkään. Mä oon käynyt kaikki dialogit sinne läpi. Se ei varmaan osaa sanoa mulle mitään Jim Beeblistä tai mitään, että menenkö mä Hetherin luona. Siellähän se taitaa olla.
Some nasty spikes up there. I'm not climbing over it for sure. It just looks like a hallway leading down to a set of stairs.
Mun piti katsoa sitä. Eikä mennä sinne.
He keeps looking through the gate at the ghost.
Hope she's warm enough. A locked gate. A problem for some. Can't see much, just a hallway. Nothing important. I got something to say.
Yeah.
I guess you can't get over that fence, huh?
In this weather? No. This one is all yours.
Hei, tää on uusi. Niin, totemi.
Madeline said she used a bit of her essence to activate that circle, and that this totem would zap spooks into it.
Mä en mulla ikinä käynyt näitä läpi.
I don't have lungs anymore, but I can create a pretty strong breeze when I have to. I use this to help spooks move on. It's the only part of me that Red can touch.
He keeps looking through the gate at the ghost. Joey,
You rang,
2 days ago I went to a drug den. Today I'm visiting a prostitute.
and you say we never go anywhere interesting.
Taas se vaan katos. Tuossa on mitään järkeä.
Hey, how do you get in?
Ah, hello, miss.
Answer my question. How do you get in?
Oh, the gate was open. Is that all right?
Sure, I guess. Just be sure to close it when you leave. I don't want to get in trouble.
Sad plants.
Those plants are barely clinging to life.
Keskellä talvea. No niin, kyllähän pysyy hengissä. Talven kyli vaikka noin jäässä.
A locked gate. A problem for some. Dark and dusty. Can't tell what's in there. Must lead inside. Frozen solid. Nobody's gonna have a picnic on that anytime soon. Nice looking girl. I suppose that's an asset in her line of work. Just a dark hallway. I can't see a thing in there. Excuse me, miss?
Oh, hi. What's up?
Heather Gostin.
Is your name Heather Goffstein?
Oh, I see. You came from Ray.
Ray?
Of course. You did come from Ray, right?
No, sorry.
No, sorry. I don't know who Ray is.
Oh, well, then I'm sorry. If you want a date, you'll need Ray's permission.
A date?
Isn't that why you're here?
No, not at all. I just want to talk.
Really?
Really?
Well, I suppose that's all right, but we should stay out here. If we don't go in the bedroom, then it's not a date.
Eli Ray on sutenööri. Kukakohan antanut näin hienosti nimet näille tämmöisessä roska-ammatille? Prostituutti, eli huora. Sutenööri, eli mitähän en minä keksi sillä sanaa. Parittaja. Rikollisparittaja. Sama asia. Parittajat on rikollisia. Itseään saa kyllä myydä ihan vapaasti, mutta kukaan muu ei saa ottaa sitä välistä, että se on rikollista. You sir, you should be out here.
You sure you should be out here?
Why shouldn't I be? It's perfect. It's so nice to finally have a night clear enough to enjoy this place.
Clear.
Clear night. Right.
You live here?
You live here?
I do. Why?
No reason. Just making conversation.
You don't seem surprised.
You don't seem terribly surprised that I'm here in your garden.
It is a bit strange you appeared out of nowhere, but hey, I'm used to men appearing on my doorstep. And for some reason, you seem safe.
Safe.
Yeah, just a vibe.
Huh. Thanks, I guess.
Yleensä se kyllä menee niin päin että... Kyllä se on ehkä turvallisempaa nyt tehdä se näin päin, mutta... Kyllä se menee toisinpäin. Käydään kaikki läpi.
Can you tell me about the Grace Group, Heather?
Grace Group?
Yeah. You were a member, right?
Sorry, I don't know what that is.
Come on, think. You met in the basement of Grace Church.
What, like AA? I'm not an alcoholic, thank you.
Sen kuolema siis vihjaa. Miten sitä muuten kuoli? Ihan pysy täysin mukana. Niin ja nyt mä tiedän, että tosiaan se Jay sai tietää tästä Heatheristä. Että se on käynyt vuorissa. Se ihan varmaan tarkoittaa sitä. Se ei ollut mikään vaan niinku tämmönen... No kävi ensimmäisenä mielessä, että se on joku sen salarakas, mutta... Kumpi on pahempi? Vuorissa käyty vai salarakas? Salarakkaassa nyt ei välttämättä ole mitään fyysistä kontaktia, mutta siinä on kuitenkin tää tunnejuttu. Mutta sitten vuorissa käymissä on se fyysinen kontakti. Mutta sitten siinä ei mitään rakkautta, että kumpi sitten on pahempi. According to father of Michael, they went to Grace Group meetings. I don't know anything about her yet, but Michael says she's dead. Ei tosiaan tiedä, miten se kuoli. No, koska se kieltäytyy muistamasta Grace Groupia, niin ilmeisesti jotenkin vahvasti liittyy siihen sen kuolemaan.
You ever go to the Carth House? Dumpy place in Chelsea.
I don't think so. Sorry.
Ois voinut lyödä pienellä rahalla vetoa siitä. Se olisi saattanut tietää tämän Carth Housen. Michael Cooper.
Tell me about Father Michael Cooper.
Father Michael? Is he a priest or something?
Yeah, or something. He was part of the Grace Group.
I don't know him. Sorry.
Are you sure? He seems to know you.
You don't meet many priests in my line of work. Or at least, if you do, they don't usually tell you.
You don't meet many, and they don't usually tell. Eli sä oot kyllä tavannut niitä.
Do you know a Tanya Corsi?
I don't think so. Sorry.
Do you know a guy named Benjiro?
I can't really say one way or the other. Sorry. I could get into trouble.
Do you know a guy named...
I could...
Lisäys. Kuulosti sillä, että mulla olisi voinut... Tai siihen olisi voinut olla jotain lisättävää.
Do you know a guy named Peter Fielding? Runs a gym in Murray Hill.
I can't really say one way or the other. Sorry. I could get into trouble.
Eli se saattaa tietää jotain, mutta saattaa joutua ongelmiin sitä, niin se ei susta kerro mitään.
So, tell me a bit about yourself, Heather.
Can we not, please? Let's just enjoy the evening, okay? It's nice out here.
Sure, no problem. So, Sure. Do you know a guy named Jim Peebles?
I can't talk about who I might know. I don't want to get anyone into trouble. Especially me.
Okei, sen vastaus vaihtuu, eli se saattaa hyvinkin tietää. Jim tietää Heatheristä. Se oli Jay. Roosa kysyy siitä. I see a connection. Ray. Heather's ghost asked Jay if Ray sent him.
So, tell me about this Ray character.
I really shouldn't. Ray is really exclusive with the clients we're given. I shouldn't have told you the name.
So, tell me about...
Ray...
Well, Heather, I have to get going.
Sure. I'd leave the gate open, but for some reason, I don't think that will be a problem for you.
Sen ei johtunut oikein mihinkään. Sain nimen Ray.
Can we talk?
What?
Ray. So many names, it's hard to keep them straight.
Jep, mä oon vähän melkein pudonnut kärryltä. Kuka oli Tanja ja ketkä oli Grace Groupissa ja kuka oli Peter ja kuka oli Heather ja kuka on Jim. Kaikki menee niin sekaisin. Nyt itse asiassa hetkonen, kuka oli Jim Peoples? Kehen se liittyi? Jim oli joku se toimitusjohtaja siellä TV-lähetyksessä ja se liittyy Taniaan. Okei, joo, aivan. Ja Tanja oli Georgin naapuri. Ja George liittyi siihen Grace Groupiin. Meneepäs kauas. Poliisiasema.
Officer.
Yeah.
Oliko teillä mitään tuosta Heatheristä?
Do you have any record of a Heather?
Let me check. Nope, nothing on Heather Goffstein. Sorry.
Do you know anything about someone named Ray? I don't know who he is, but I think he's involved with prostitution.
Prostitution? Is this related to Leah's case?
I don't know. It could be.
This just gets better and better. Anyway, Ray, let's take a look. Okay, the name Ray definitely comes up in the Vice Department database. There was a raid on a bar called Vantini a few years ago, and someone named Ray was taken in for questioning. No charges were made.
Just Ray? No last name?
No. Whoever Ray is, that's his full legal name. Anyway, here's the address of the bar if you need it.
Thanks.
Sure.
Okei, great.
Well, I'd better go.
Sure.
Päästään eteenpäin. Olisin ollut hyvin varma siitä, että Ray on liian yleinen nimi, että pitää saada sukunimi jostain, mutta ei ollut. Ei tarvinnut. Ei ollut. Vantini.
Can't see much, but it looks inviting.
Tarviiko nyt mennä koko matka sinne?
A locked gate. A problem for some. Can't see much, but it looks inviting. Hope she keeps her hands off the booze. We need to keep focused.
I can't see much, but it seems much warmer in there than it is out here. He's still there. He's always still there.
Mä sanoin sulle vaan, että katso sitä, älä koske siihen.
The gate is locked.
Niin, sit sä menet vielä koskemaan siihen. Mä sanoin sulle, että katso sitä, älä koske siihen. Koske siihen. No, mene sisälle.
Will you look at this, Denise? Someone brave enough to join us in this weather. Well, brave or stupid anyway.
Right.
Mä muistan tän. Muistu mieleen.
They've got a pretty varied selection, although I wouldn't really know. My criteria for picking out wine is has pretty label and under $20.
Semmoisen yllättävää viineissä, että yleensä ei aina mene kaikessa, mutta itse asiassa melkein missä tahansa voi sanoa, että mitä kalliimpi se on, niin sen parempi se on. Mutta ei tosiaan mene kaikessa. Joskus se hinta tulee vaan niinku siitä mainostuksesta. Esimerkiksi joku mikä Beach by Dre. Ne on kalliita, koska ne mainostaa niin hirveällä rahalla. Mutta viinessä se tosiaan menee niin, että mitä kalliimpaa viiniä, niin... Ja no, edelleenkään nyt en sano, että se pitää paikkansa kaikessa, mutta kalliimpi viini, sen parempi. Jos juost halpaa viiniä, niin ei se kauhean hyvää ole.
She looks kind of young to be working at a place like this. She must really like this place to be here in this weather. Whoever this was, he signed it, "Thanks for the tie, with love, A.G." It's a painting of a woman dancing. It's dedicated to someone named Mistress B. Looks like some kind of promotional poster for a burlesque act. It's an emergency exit. It's a staircase to another level.
Käydään kouluttamassa niitä. Ennen kuin puhutaan näille.
You can't go out that way. Sorry.
Oh, right. Sorry.
Se tosiaan meni sinne.
A painting of a woman in Victorian dress. Some vintage posters of a German crooner. Looks to be 50 years old. Some vintage posters of a German crooner. Looks like the kind of place where old men would read newspapers. If people still read newspapers anyway. No. I've been walking nonstop for 2 straight nights in the snow. I don't want to see how I look.
You look good.
Looks comfortable. Shame I'm not here for fun.
No, jätetään tämä video tähän. Nyt on tässä pari 45 minuuttista video, mutta kiitos kun katsoitte ja jatketaan seuraavassa videossa.